Hi, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader. Welcome to 2020. I hope you all had a fabulous Happy New Year last night, and hopefully we all have a good 2020. So it's the start of a new year. Those book reading lists revert back to zero, and we're all going to be trying to hit our Goodreads reading goal if you guys are doing that. I'll be doing like a goal video, so you guys will see what my new goals are. Maybe sometime this week or sometime next week. So trying to get back into the groove of things now. The hold my PlayStation 4 has had over me is slowly breaking down, but so I'm definitely gonna get back into reading and reviewing. I do have 2 reviews coming for you guys, possibly 3 if I can get that book done. So you'll see that over the next week and a half or so. So today I am doing my video for the Cancelathon Readathon, which is being hosted by AG MacDonald. I'm one of the hosts for it. So is SAVY and Princess. I will link in the description box below links to their videos and to the announcement video about the Cancelathon Readathon. But basically this Readathon is highlighting cancel culture in booktube, how it could be detrimental to readers. And so there is a difference between calling out something because you see something problematic in it, but then going the next step and then trying to make it so that no one reads the book, or shaming people for reading that book, which I think is the bad part. I think people should point out things they find wrong with certain books to let people know this is here, and stuff like that. But then trying to get that book completely removed or shaming people then for having read that book is, I think, when we go a bit too far. So it was AG MacDonald's idea to have this readathon, and I'm part of it. So today I'm going to give you guys the prompts. He did a video where he read out the prompts. I'll do it here as well, and then also give you guys what I'm going to be reading for this readathon. So going through the prompts, which I'll put up here. We're starting from the way that the prompts work before I get into them is that you have to or should try to read at least meet 3 of the prompts. So and they must go through the middle, kind of like tic-tac-toe. So like if you choose one on like the very far like top left, whichever other one you go for, it still has to go through the middle, because the middle is the group book that we're going to be reading. So say I picked like the top left one. Now I'm also going to pick one in the middle, and then probably the far right one at the bottom. If I say start in the middle, very middle, I'll probably go like straight down and through. So you can actually do as many prompts as you want. Try to do the minimum of 3 while also trying to go through the middle. But also you can, if you read, I think if you do all 9 prompts, you get entered into a giveaway that AG MacDonald is doing. So yeah, so let's get into the prompts and then what I'll be reading for this readathon. So for the first prompt is canceled. Read a book that you think people unfairly tried to cancel. So there are a couple that come to mind, but if you can think of a couple books that you think have been unfairly canceled by people in the past, you can do read that book for this prompt. Moving to the right, like a cartoon. Read a manga or graphic novel. So manga and graphic novels tend to get looked down upon by some people, so AG MacDonald included this in this readathon. So if you have a manga or a graphic novel you want to pick up, this is definitely will fulfill the requirements for this prompt. I bet, moving over to the left, I bet his favorite book is 1984. There's a story behind this. Someone, AG MacDonald said something, and the person was like, I guess his favorite book is 1984. So for this prompt, you are to read a problematic classic. Whatever that classic is. Like, for example, I don't know, pick one. I don't really have any off the top of my head. I won't be doing this prompt. But yeah. And then moving back to the left and to the middle, don't subtweet. Passively, aggressively subtweet it. Read a book that sparked drama. So if you have been if you've been in the book world at all, there are a plethora of books that have sparked drama, whether it be over author, whether it be over content in the book. You can pick it up and you can read it for this prompt. And then the group book, which is the middle, right there, smack dab in the middle. So You've Been Publicly Shamed. This book is by John Johnson. So this book basically talks about, basically it's a book about cancel culture's effects and how it occurs and the effects of that. So this is one book we're going to get together and discuss. Us hosts are going to have a discussion about. I think that will be coming out sometime later this month. Moving over to the right. But won't somebody think of the children? Read a book that's been banned. So yeah, any banned book will fit this. It doesn't have to be like officially banned by like a committee or anything like that. If your mom banned it from being read in the house, you can read that book as part of this prompt. And then moving to the very bottom left, we have hashtag forced diversity. Read a diverse book. So some people see like one minority character in the book, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is forced diversity. Or like a book's setting is set in like a diverse, as is set in a place that is very diverse, and this is all of a sudden it's forced diversity. So yes, if you read a diverse book, and if you read diversity already, try to read from a category that you don't normally read from. So if you read a lot of books from say books written about Africa, perhaps move to a different continent like Asia or South America. Read a diverse book that's outside of your comfort zone if you already read diversity, and if you don't read diversity, just pick up a diverse book. You Know Nothing book Twitter. Read a nonfiction book. And H.G. MacDonald picked this because he believes that reading nonfiction is important, as do I. So, yeah. So reading a nonfiction book, any nonfiction book will do. It could be if you do read a nonfiction book, make sure it's about something that you enjoy. So, you like gaming? Perhaps read a nonfiction book about the gaming industry or something like that. Don't just pick up like some dry history book because, Justin reads history, so I should know. Pick it up in a subject that you already like and would enjoy. That's the best way to read nonfiction. And last but not least, you said, what about my book? Read any book by anyone but Sarah Dresden. Calm down, it's just a joke. There was this huge controversy about Sarah Dresden, if you don't know. But so you can read any book for this prompt. So if you pick this one, you can just read anything you want. So that is the prompts for the Cancelathon. What I'll be doing is I'll actually be going right down the middle. So I am going to be reading a cartoon or manga or graphic novel, which I was supposed to have here. I need to get it. And we're back. And what I'll be reading for the manga prompt, read like a cartoon, is Showa from 1953 to 1989, The History of Japan by Shigeru Mizuki. I have read 2 books in the series. The first one, the third one, and this would be the 4th one. The second one actually just gave away as a Christmas present to a friend who started the series as well. So I have to go back and pick it up at some point. But this is basically following it's a history of Japan while also being an autobiography of Shigeru's life in Japan at the time. He became a very popular manga artist himself. So this is kind of like his story while also being the story of what was happening in Japan at that time. So that is what I'll be reading. Of course, I'll also be reading the group book, which is So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Rodson. And You Know Nothing, reading nonfiction book. And for this one, I actually don't know exactly what I'm going to be choosing for this prompt because I have a lot of like nonfiction books to read. So I know I'm going to be reading Prejudential, Black America and the Presidents by Margaret Kimberly. And this book is actually an arc I got from NetGalley. It comes out, I believe, in February of this year. And this is basically talking about going through all the presidents and talking about what their relationship was like with the Black community in America and what they done for it, done against it, and stuff like that. It goes from George Washington to Donald Trump and kind of just looks at the president's interactions with Black Americans and politics in the United States. So that's going to be quite an interesting one. I'm pretty sure I'll find some actually cancel-worthy stuff in there for some of the presidents. But yeah, so that's what I'll be doing for the Cancelathon Readathon. Like, thank E.G. MacDonald for picking me as a host for this. I look forward for all you joining us. You can definitely, like I said, I'll link it down to all the important videos about the Readathon in the description box below. And so I just want to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28. You can also follow me on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, and also on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.